All right.
8:14. We were supposed to go on at 8 o'clock. What's going on here?
Listen.
Time is money.
Listen, we're always behind schedule. Well, I don't know why.
Well, my brother's got a train to catch.
All right. Are you leaving today?
We are.
This is it. So
this is it. We came to town. We showed the film, and me and my son Jack here. We're leaving.
Well, listen. I first of all,
No, it's like get out of my studio. Get out of my studio now.
we have now, Stephen. Obviously, you're from here.
I'm a Utican.
Yeah, and I just want to go through some of your credentials here, some of the stuff you've worked on.
Okay.
Spider-Man 3, senior character animator. I Am Legend, Hancock. You were a senior character animator on Peter Jackson's King Kong, Lord of the Rings. You've been an animator on Walt Disney's Dinosaur. Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas. That was creepy. I like that.
That was my first one. I love that one.
That was. I remember talking to you about that. And then James and the Giant Peach, and the list goes on. You've also done some voices.
Yeah, did some voices. We just finished Deadpool. Also, we shot that in Vancouver.
Oh.
And then I did some voices for Gumby. I can't do them now because I'm hoarse from talking from the party.
You are the well. That happens. I understand. You were. It's a Frosted Cheerios commercial, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. And our Clokey was the voice of Pokey.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, he's passed away, but yeah, he loved doing that. That was great fun.
So it's got to be pretty amazing working on all these films and doing what you do. The animation. How did it all start for you?
It all started at the. It all started with my brother Paul. He's an artist also. He put his pen down and everything else, but he was always drawing, always taking photographs. And then my mother pushed me in the Munson Williams Proctor Institute, and she'd always be late picking me up. So I'd stay down there and sculpt. So I sculpted. I loved making sculptures. And then one day I wanted to make those sculptures move. So I did a clay animated film called The Only, about the last dinosaur, and I sent it to Art Clokey in Sausalito, and he hired me, and then we started animating the Gumby series in an old school gymnasium.
Wow.
So it all started with him, and after that we were all up to speed, and Tim Burton came to town, we jumped onto Nightmare, and then we did Peach, and that's how it all got rolling. And then stop motion kind of died, and then I got trained to work on CG.
So I'd like to, so you do the computer animation now? Now, I've been told, and I've kind of dabbled with that a little bit and played around with it, it's complicated.
It is.
And you have to have a math mind. Do you have a math mind?
No, I did not.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I got a D in algebra at Notre Dame, and then my father made me take summer school at New Hartford. And New Hartford's a lot harder than Notre Dame.
Typical artist.
I was horrible in math.
Yeah.
And I'm doing math all the time, doing time warps. And
I got to tell you, I remember picking up the calculus textbook and just reading a little bit and being like, this is not for me.
How do you spell calculus?
Yeah. And the same thing I find when I get into this computer animation. I get in and where's the art here? And it's there, but you got to go through the world of math to get there.
Here's the beauty of it. If you're not technical and you're an artist, I'm more of a performer. So if I'm making, the metal guy Colossus, do something in Deadpool where he's fighting, and I have a problem, I have a best friend who's German, who's my best buddy, and he will come over and sort me out technically, set my seam up so I can do my performing, because I don't. I like math; it's okay, but it destroys me.
Yeah, it's a real creativity killer. But hey, you got to get through it.
You do, and you always have a support crew, like a landing
big.
crew to help you. They can do the math, and they do the time warps and all the things that need it. I just like doing the performance of the character, so it seems like it's real when it's not.
The claymation must have been just awesome.
The claymation's fantastic. You have no idea how dirty your fingertips are until you animate Gumby. Gumby would get so dirty after like 3 seconds of animation, you'd have to replace him mid-stride. So like when he was in the middle of a stride, you'd get a new one out of the glass case and put him in, and match that pose because they're filthy. The claymation was fun.
Paul, I watch you with this, and you are, your brother's quite the character, a legend in at very least his mind, and the rest of ours as well.
I'm very proud of him.
You're very proud. I'm watching you look at your brother with a great deal of pride.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, he started me off, so my film Milkshake that I just had a short showing of.
I can't wait to see that. I couldn't make it to the party.
It's real Utica, because I love Utica.
Yeah.
And I brought my son so he could see Utica, because he's from Malibu.
Right.
Malibu's very cool, but Utica is very cool too.
Yeah.
If you know what's
in
going
its
on.
own way. Yeah.
It is. So he's the one that gave me the idea. Like when he was younger, then they thought it was really funny to throw milkshakes on people. And so he told me that as a kid, and I thought that does sound like a good idea. So the 1 hour after I got my license, that's what we did, and we picked the kind of a rough target.
Yeah. That's awesome. I can't wait to see this.
Yes,
you're going to shop this around at film festivals and
yes,
and that.
Yes, we just started submitting. We just submitted to San Francisco. Now we're going for AFI. They say to do small festivals first before you go for like Sundance and things like that.
Yeah.
The problem, my fear is that it's not like an important film. You know,
I know.
It's not like a film about Auschwitz. It's Utica,
Right.
and we're throwing milkshake on someone in New Hartford.
But we need to laugh.
We do need to laugh, and I was going to say maybe it's like when I don't know what was it when Tootsie was up against Gandhi, and you're like, oh, you're kidding me. I mean, any other year Tootsie would have walked away with something here, but Gandhi's going to take everything.
Yeah.
I don't know that maybe Christine, you're right that this is the year where everything is just so crazy and upside down. Maybe a little comic relief is what we're looking for.
I am always chasing laughs,
Yeah.
and one of the goals was when we showed it in Paul's yard. It was he set it up. It was beautiful, like a wedding.
Yeah.
Is I have a feature written that's set in 1978 Utica, and it's kind of like a horror comedy because I love the 70s. I just can't get enough of the 70s, and Utica is a great place to shoot. So I'm hoping that I can use Milkshake as a calling card to come here and have the film commish set me up with great locations.
You call him the commission, we call him the czar, the film czar. Yeah, well, that'd be awesome, huh?
Yeah, because I want to, I think that I can get funding based on this film, and then try to get some like a Netflix or an HBO special.
Cool.
And shoot it here because this place is absolutely unbelievable.
Well, there are people from here that have gone on. I mean, The Simpsons, the guy from Rome that's involved with the Simpsons. Somebody on Orange Is the New Black is tied to Utica. The Utica references are all over the place, and it's people like you that go on, and you're from here, you still love it here, but hey, your job takes you somewhere else.
It does. There's not the work for me here, but
Yeah.
I love Utica, and like
Yeah.
I said, Jack's from Malibu, and he's like, this place is cool, So we're having a good time.
Yeah, Andrew.
Well, no, I was just going to say, I think there's multiple connections on Orange Is the New Black. I mean, a few of the actors have ties to Rome, including the heavier set white guard from the first few seasons is from Rome. It's from Rome, New York.
Well, you see, you're constantly hearing, I got to go to Utica, and I got to head up to the St. Luke's or something like that. So, what about the changes? I mean, you've left, and I know you have to have heard from your brother that things are on the upturn here. We're moving.
They are. I can see it.
Yeah.
The city's really changed.
It has,
Yeah, because like that Court Street when I was a kid, we'd come back from Snow Ridge and Turin, and you'd go over those little.
Yeah, that's right.
By Howard
the
Bull and Shell.
concrete. It was a concrete panel. Basically.
It was all, and now that's all changed. And I love the buildings here, and I do see it coming back, which is great.
It is great. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
So for the future, what do you what's going on here? Obviously, the film is.
Yeah. Well, I'm going on to where I work and how I fund my films. I'm going to work on the new Spider-Man, but I'm not allowed to speak about that other than saying that I'm going to work on the new Spider-Man.
Okay.
So it's all very new, and everyone's new. So that we're pretty excited about that. Then we're doing the Avengers and that kind of stuff.
Andrew,
clear this up for me because I mean I've through Buck followed your career. Not to scare you, but in just very a proudful way. The Utican has gone on and done all this amazing stuff. You told us a very funny story, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, about Ian McKellen being your next door neighbor. And that he was very autograph crazy. He
is a legend, and I think that he has asked for so many autographs, but the kids were just asking for salt. We really did need salt. My wife was cooking chocolate chip cookies. We needed a teaspoon of salt. And chocolate chip cookies suck without salt.
Yeah, okay.
So she goes, you got to get some salt. So Ian is very wealthy, and he had a big container of it. And he just writes this big thing in a Sharpie, like, good taste is hard to find. So and the kids come back with this whole vat of salt, and it was very, very funny. And he was fantastic. And then he gave the kids a bunch of Magneto toys. And,
cool.
Like all kinds of things. He was absolutely wonderful. But yeah, they're all, in New Zealand, they put all the actors and workers on the hill overlooking the sea. So that they're happy. Like, what do you think of your place? It's like, well, this is lovely.
Yeah.
All right, great. We're working 20-hour days. See you.
You'll never see it.
Yeah, we still have that salt shaker.
We're talking in studio here to Paul Buckley, of course, the film czar in Utica.
Who said very little so far? Very little.
Which is shocking, by the way. His brother Stephen Buckley is incredibly successful in the movie world and on films and pictures and animation. I do have to ask you, when you started doing Gumby, and I know that because you're like the rest of us, you're the creative type, and you're trying to put your heart and your emotion and everything into Gumby, and it can only do so much.
Yeah.
But you take it from there and look at some of these animations, some of these films, they're films, and I find myself, tearing up watching an animated film.
Yeah, because there's so much heart and blood and toil,
and it goes in, and it comes out of the character.
Yeah.
Which you didn't see years ago.
Yeah, I know. People are really, we shoot a lot of reference footage. A lot of times there's mocap, which is a bummer for the animator because the motion's already done.
Right.
And they don't want to wait for the animator 3 weeks to do the walk.
Explain what mocap is.
Mocap is like, say they get the guy Andy Serkis, the Gollum guy. They'll put dots all over him, and he'll be Gollum doing his thing, and then you get that motion, and all you get to animate like is his face.
So it's grabbing the animation.
Yeah, it's a scene. It's a motion grab, and but if you can animate it all by hand, like stop motion, like Nightmare, that's very enjoyable too.
Yeah.
But with Gollum, like a lot of scenes couldn't be motion captured. Him climbing up rocks, him fighting.
Right.
So it's a little mixed bag. But technology is doing a lot more stuff now. But you still have to animate it.
Yeah. Yep. Well, what's incredible is we're watching the stuff that people are doing on their iPhones. And my daughter will go in, and all of a sudden she's somehow been able to animate a dog face on her face or mine. Technology is advancing incredibly, and you have to be at the forefront of it, seeing this. It comes to the cell phones much later.
Yeah, VR is the future, virtual reality. That's what we're going into in Vancouver now. That's what everyone wants. They're always wearing those things. You see people wearing them. It's just strange, but it's going to become commonplace, like those things on your ears. But it's all virtual reality, so we're starting to create worlds for that. What is going on with Vancouver? My wife and I were just talking about this, that it's the place. It's where a lot of the Netflix stuff is being shot now. Everybody's shooting in Vancouver. Incentives.
Tax incentives.
So
this is what you're trying to do here.
Yeah, the UK,
Vancouver Junior, right here.
The UK, New Zealand, Vancouver, all offer 35% tax incentives per employee. So America can't compete with that. So that's why all the work has left Hollywood. That's why Hollywood is empty. And everyone's in Vancouver because they can get it cheap.
Interesting.
And then
and you're seeing it everywhere, from Netflix to people are periscoping. They're driving up to Vancouver.
Yeah, they shoot everything. They shot Deadpool there, which was a $58 million budget, and that made like $760 million. So it's very, very good. So the tax incentives are very attractive, and no one can compete with that. And the American dollar is strong. You don't realize that being in America, but it's stronger than the Canadian dollar. So,
which is the first time in a long time.
Yeah, so a $30 million budget can be like 40,
when you're thinking about that.
Yeah, it goes a long way, just like it did in New Zealand.
For me, it's a bottle of Grey Goose. I'm like, look at what I paid for this. I can't believe it.
And there's none left.
And there's nothing left. You're dealing with a $30 million budget. I certainly can see the benefits there. So.
I have a quick, virtual reality question, right? So are you concerned by this? I'm concerned that, if you virtually reality zip line across the Grand Canyon, nobody's going to go visit the Grand Canyon anymore. You just put a headset on and you're there.
I know. It's a new world. It's strange for all kinds of things, everything. Everyone's going to be doing. See, I feel, because I'm an older guy, that if someone's looking at their phone all the time, it takes away from certain things. No one makes eye contact with you. But that's just because I'm old.
Well, I do think it's there was a movie about this, right? Where basically you just jump into a
tube. The thing on your head, so I remember that.
Yeah, and then you just live life through this computer device.
Imagine you wake up from a dream, and you feel you're struggling as you wake up to figure out, did that just happen? And as you wake up, you realize, well, it really didn't. Therein lies, there's a future there, and that's the next step of virtual reality.
Well, how about dream capture? That'd be something that'd be awesome. I'd be afraid of that.
I would too, because your dreams are personal.
But plus, who's going to explain them? I mean, someone's got to think you're insane.
Not to mention, once you're in one of those good ones, who wants to leave?
I know, exactly.
I'm there, okay? I'm not leaving. Paul, you want to add something on your brother here as we wrap this?
No, he
just missed his plane, by the way.
No, it's a train.
No, we're taking the train where the cars pass you on the throughway.
Okay, Hey, there's nothing like the train experience I'm into these days.
I enjoy it because my son is he's an actor in Malibu, and he's very, very busy and in demand, so I can never get my hands on him. So like a 6-hour slow train ride with my son Jack to New York is ideal.
And Jack, you got to be looking forward to this.
Oh yeah, I go to acting school out in L.A. I just graduated, and
got it.
I mean, Milkshake, the short film he just put out, was actually like the first thing that I really did.
It was a screen debut as a little kid who almost got hit by a car.
Yeah,
he nailed it in one take.
Wow.
So yeah, and he looks great on film, and so we're keeping it in the family.
Nice.
It all started with this guy.
It all started
Paul
with Paul.
Buckley started us all out.
What was the show you used to do, Paul? I mean, you were the original me back then.
Well,
when I first did the TV show.
There was a thing called In Focus. It was a long time ago.
Focus,
Jonathan Lee and I did it. It was on public access.
Yeah, I remember that.
It never hit the mainstream because we couldn't find any advertisers. So
yeah,
but he loves Utica too. That's the problem.
I know.
If you love Utica, you're out there shooting.
You are.
I really want to bring a feature here because I know I
think that'd be awesome.
I know all the locations that would be just stunning. So
what's New York? Is it just visiting New York, or is there a tryout or something going on?
No.
Audition?
I honestly just came up to see the premiere with him. It wasn't like anything special. It was just to see the family and come up. Yeah, but I actually just did a really cool thing for opening ceremony, which is like this modeling and clothing company in New York.
Okay.
So I just did a short film for them, which is pretty successful last November.
Nice.
But just starting in a method acting school and trying to get on.
And he'll be my lead actor when we come to Utica with funding to just lay down cash at every restaurant.
Let's spend some cash here. All right, listen, it is always, Stephen, a pleasure to
Thank
have
you very much for taking the time to speak with us.
I'm living through your experiences.
I love your show.
Me too, Bill.
We were watching you in the other room. It was very exciting seeing you guys in here.
Well, it's the lack of excitement that is exciting. It's one camera, and sometimes we're just sitting here looking at each other.
And listen,
but it is what it is.
It just isn't the same without Christine. I'm telling you, it's like
oh, thank you.
Like, you look at television, it's like watching a wake. Okay,
I know. Except sometimes.
Thanks, Buck.
I've never heard it put that way, but actually,
and you try to keep everybody from crying.
I've been to a few wakes that were more exciting. Okay, just for the record. All right.
I didn't mean that. You know that, William.
I like to think of this as an eavesdrop. So the TV, you're just basically doing a live stream, and it's cool. It's cool.
It makes radio even more, more cool.
Yeah, I see.
No
it that
virtual
way, so.
reality, but
not yet. We're working on it. The dream, the capture thing. We're working on that too.
This is reality, though.
This is reality. All right, gentlemen. Thank you so much, Stephen.
Thank you very much for having us.
Appreciate it. Quick break. 8:31 at WIBX.